What do you think the challenges are going to continue to be over the next 5 to 10 years in pricing and insurance?
I would probably summarize it by saying more data, more problems. The more data you have, the more model choices you have, the more you can bring in machine learning techniques, the more deployments you're going to want to make. So it's this speed that has really accelerated.
Sure.
To something that makes the pricing work almost in some senses unrecognizable to what it was when I first started with a mouse map. I think going forward, I think the industry has tried the purely data science technique, really relying heavily just on data scientists and black box models and hoping that machine learning will solve all the problems. And it hasn't worked.
No.
And it hasn't worked. And the reason it hasn't worked is because it's product that's being sold to human beings who have their own idiosyncrasies, and each product is slightly different, and data science doesn't capture that complexity. I think it's really important that pricing professionals of today and tomorrow really know their product. They really know cars if you're doing motor, or you really love puppies if you're doing pet insurance. We were talking earlier
about you seeing cars in a car park and being able to identify which ones might be higher risk than others, and the problems with some cars. Yeah. We mentioned the Range Rover and how that's the bane of a lot of pricing professionals' lives at the moment. And there's so many other elements to it.
Yeah, although data is the fuel of what we do, the industry doesn't just need people to run the numbers and then, call a job done, because that's what a computer does. And the computer will increasingly do that going forward. What the industry needs is people who can spot the issues with what the computer provides, who can really dig in, really get deep with it. Why does this not work? Why is this not performing as I expect? What are the problems with this model? And what are the future trends? Because remember, data is always backwards looking.
Yeah,
it's like driving.
Historical.
It's like driving your car, looking in the rearview mirror. What we want to do is price for the future, and that means looking at new cars that are coming out on the market and saying, "I've got zero data on this, but here's what I'm going to do," and making sensible proposals for that. So, pricing professionals don't just have to be great coders, although we welcome great coders. That's amazing. It's also about being able to make decisions when there's a lot of uncertainty and try and just have a bit of common sense. Because that's what a computer doesn't have.
You can't program common sense.
No. And you can't program soft skills either. So as pricing teams grow, as we grow from having, a team of 5, it used to be a couple of people when I first joined. Now some pricing teams are 120 people.
It's huge.
It's huge. And being able to collaborate and communicate with all those people, that soft skill is going to be something that you can't automate, but it's also going to be what sets pricing professionals apart.
Okay.